So you want to lose weight. All right, I'm gonna get into the scientific part of it first. All right, so there's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. All right, so 3,500 calories, that's it. Not too much. And you have a maintenance calories. All right, so your maintenance calories is dependent on a lot of different things. It's dependent on your gender, it's dependent on your activity level, it's even dependent on your age, your hormone levels like testosterone and cortisol, stuff like that. So it's really dependent on a lot of different things, but a good base way of just figuring out what it would be is take your current body weight, multiply that by 15. That's roughly your maintenance calories. Now it may differ depending on your not your maintenance level, but your activity level, etc., etc. But that's roughly going to be it. All right, what I would recommend doing is taking 300 to 500 calories below that, and if you want to go into a deficit, do that. That's how you're going to lose the weight. So you're going to have to want to as well. It's not just something you're going to be like, oh, I want to lose weight. You got to want it. You got to have a reason to do it, all right? So 300 to 500 calories below that. Track it however you want. MyFitnessPal, there's plenty of other apps. I'm not sponsored, so don't think I wish. I mean, I probably got like 100 views on this video, but yeah, one day. Or even in your notes. Like for a long time, I was just tracking my diet and my notes. I would just look at the back of things and I was just tracking the protein and the calories. Now, that's not really the strat because there's apps that are gonna tell you the different macros like carbs, fats. Hell, it even tells you like the freaking like little macros like sugar and stuff like that. But the main thing is carbs, fats, and protein, all right? So I would say if you're trying to maintain muscle or put on muscle, eat your body weight in protein. It is really not that hard. And if you're trying to put on muscle, just whatever you want that like body weight to be, eat that much in protein, that many G's. So it's not much to it. 3,500 calories is a pound of fat. For example, if you're doing a hard cut and you're doing 500 in a deficit, dude, it's hot out here by the way. Sorry, but nah, if you're doing 500 calories, it's going to take you 5 days and you're going to burn a pound of fat. So 15 days, about 3 weeks, 3 pounds of fat. All right. And you're not going to notice it super fast. That's why you need to take progress pictures. Progress pictures are going to make a world of difference. I mean, people will be able to tell, and you'll have people telling you. And once you lose a decent amount of weight, like 20 pounds, yeah, you're going to be able to tell by looking in the mirror. But that's going to take a couple of months, bro. So if you want to like see your progress, I recommend taking a picture, stand up, take one like this, one like this. It's not hard. And just keep doing that once a week at least, if every day if you want to. I wouldn't recommend doing it every day. I would do it once a week. So that's basically how you lose weight. There's not much more to it scientifically. I mean, yeah, it's good to keep your fats kind of low, but you need to at least like I don't remember exactly what the numbers are, but I believe it's like 0.3 to 0.6 grams of body weight per fat. Just keep your testosterone levels high and your hormones, keep stuff like that just in check. Protein, the normal person who doesn't go work out every day needs like 0.7 to 0.8, but I recommend a gram per pound of body weight. That's what's normally like if you're trying to get big or whatnot, or just maintain. And then carbs, if you're trying to get lean, I mean, yeah, keep the carbs kind of low, but people who say no carbs, they're just lying to you, bro, because you need carbs. Carbs is the main source of fuel for your body. Carbs are getting used. That's how your brain functions. It gives you glucose. It does so much different things, so you need carbs. People who tell you no carbs, they're just bullshitting you, all right? Because carbs are bad. And I know people say there's different qualities of food, but honest to God, calories are calories, all right? So it doesn't really matter how you get it. That don't mean go eat a bunch of bullshit. Like, yeah, if you eat a McDonald's burger, that's going to be a big hit off your calories, and it's going to make it a lot harder throughout the day. So I recommend eating clean as you can, and it's going to make it easier to hit those macros, all right? So that's a baseline. Now, the second part of losing weight is how bad do you want it? Do you really want to lose weight? Probably not. Well, probably so, or you wouldn't be this deep into this video. So I would say you're going to have to lock in, bro. Like, genuinely, you're going to have to want it. And cardio is going to help you a lot. Do 30 to 45 minutes, even an hour, because that cardio is going to make a difference. What I like to do is I like to get on a treadmill, max out the incline, 3.5 speed. Do that for 30 minutes a day. You'll shred, especially if you're in a deficit. Other tips, I mean, there's not much to losing weight. They're really not scientifically. It's more you just gotta want it, and you gotta have the right mentality. So it's gonna help you a lot. If you're depressed, being active and being fit is gonna change that. And I'm not gonna get into depression, that's a whole different video, but just try it. And once you start looking good, you're gonna feel better about yourself, and you're gonna have momentum. You're gonna wanna keep going, you're gonna wanna stay in a deficit. Once you see a little veins, you see a little ab serrations, you see some muscle serrations, you're gonna wanna keep going. And it's gonna motivate you, and let that motivate you, and keep grinding no matter what. So with that being said, 300 to 500 deficit, just eat as clean as you can. Like I said, calories are calories, macros are macros, but if you wanna make it easier, just eat as clean as you can. I mean, hell, bullshit every now and then is not bad, I'm not gonna lie. I had a little caniac combo last week, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here, I've eaten crumble and shit. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, I eat the top tier food. I mean, yeah, I do 90% of the time, 95% of the time, but the other 5%, yeah, I still got a little fat boy inside of me. Don't let me lie to y'all. So, with that being said, eat clean. I keep repeating myself, but 300 to 500. Cardio, and you'll lose weight. You'll lose weight. Other than that, there's not much to it, other than the fact that you have to want it. You gotta have a reason, and you gotta track your calories. Tracking your calories is so important. Get a weight scale and weigh out everything you eat, because eyeballing that shit is not gonna do the job. Because I got a friend, all right, online, and you probably know who you are if you're watching this, bro. He just like does a handful of carbs, and bro probably has some big ass hands because he's like 6'3" and 250 pounds. And like, yeah, that works for him, and he's getting lean as hell for this competition he's doing. But what I personally would recommend, if you're really trying to shred fast, bro, weigh your shit out. It's gonna make a world of the difference. And once you really get good at weighing stuff out, you could look at like 4 ounces of meat and be like, oh, that's about 4 ounces. And that shit comes in handy when you're eating out at places. Like if I go to the Mexican restaurant, I can dead ass like look at something and I'd be like, all right, that's about 200 grams of rice. That's about 6 ounces of chicken. So hell, that's like 50 grams of protein, you know, et cetera, amount of carbs, whatever. So you'll get good at it after a while. Like after even 6 months of doing this shit, you'll get good at it, and you'll be able to look at something and have an idea what's in it. And really, even if you are going out to eat, just make the healthier options. Like instead of, if you go out to a Chinese restaurant, instead of getting a bunch of fried shit, bro, get like the veggies and rice and chicken, you know? It's not that hard, just make healthy decisions, bro. And it's gonna help you, and you're gonna get momentum, and you're gonna wanna keep going and keep pushing. And always keep pushing, have a goal. Don't make the goals too like, oh, I'm gonna lose 15 pounds this month, bro. Because you're gonna miss that goal more than likely, unless you just straight fucking deprive yourself of food. And then you're gonna get frustrated with yourself. What you gotta do is you gotta set these small term goals. Like, all right, this week I'm gonna lose a pound. Next week I'm gonna lose a pound. And hell, that's a month. 4 pounds every month, that's decent progress, brother. 5 months, you lost 20 pounds. You're gonna look different. All right, it's not a race, it's a marathon. I lost all that weight so fast because I starved myself. Don't do that. I lost so much mass. Do not do that. Do it the way I'm telling you in this video, because it's the strat. You're going to retain your muscle. It's like a cutting phase, basically, is what it is. And if you want to go into a heavier deficit because you know what you're doing, just make sure you're getting the right amount of fats and the right amount of proteins, and just cut your carbs lower. You're going to feel like shit, but just do it. And I wouldn't go in more of a deficit of 700 calories. That's a high deficit. So 7, 14, 8, 21, 20. So like, bro, I'm not the best at math. I just had to count that out loud. But like, you're gonna be burning, bro. If you do that, you're gonna be burning 700 calories a day deficit, and you're doing cardio, you're gonna shred. That's not necessarily ideal. 5 to 300 is ideal, but whatever gets the job done, like Rich Piana says, whatever it takes. All right, there's people in this world who want it, and there's people who don't. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to restrict yourself? Do you want it bad enough to eat clean? Do you want it bad enough to not really necessarily season your food with all this dog shit? Because that shit, I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. Look at this fucking acne. I eat seed oils and shit all the time, bro. I season my shit, but like, I really just keep it simple. Salt, use pink Himalayan salt. Don't use iodized salt. Me personally, I use pink Himalayan salt. Pepper. Like garlic powder and onion powder. That's dead ass the only seasoning I really use, bro. And I mean, it's alright. Sometimes I don't even use garlic and onion powder. I just use salt and pepper. I mean, that might not be for you. A lot of people during a weight loss phase, they like to season the shit out of their food because that's really the only taste you're gonna get. And I'm telling you, once you cut down for like 3-4 months, bro, and you eat some normal food, like you go to Cane's or whatever, bro, when I ate that Caniac combo, I ain't gonna lie, I felt like shit. That was the most grease I had consumed in one sitting in like months. Or the first time I had crumble, like after a hard cutting phase and being on a diet for months on end, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, I ate all that and I feel like shit. And honestly, half of this food, after you go on a hardcore diet, don't even be tasting the same. Like I ate a Domino's pizza the other day, like last cheat day or whatever, bro, that shit was mid. It don't be hitting the same. Like your body genuinely gets used to that clean food after a while. So I would recommend eat clean for 3 months straight and come back to me and let me know how it goes. 300 to 500 deficit, 30 minutes to an hour of cardio. Incline's gonna burn the most fat, whether that's doing stairs, whether it's on the treadmill, but anything that's really uphill or inclined, it's gonna burn more fat. And another thing about burning fat with the cardio is, all right, there's like 3 little stages. There's one where you can clearly talk and clearly breathe when you're doing your cardio. That's where you're genuinely burning the most fat, but it's gonna take the longest because your body, it needs your oxygen to burn that fat when you're walking or running or doing whatever. There's phase 2, it's when you start, but you can still talk pretty well, but you're starting to get there, all right? You're burning about 40% fat, 60% carbs, maybe 30, 70, whatever. And then there's phase 3 where you're just, and you're dying. That's just straight carbs you're burning. Your body's not even using fat as a source of fuel unless it's using like lipids, which is ketones and all that scientific shit. Ketones is, if your body's using that, it's because you're depleted of carbs, and that's basically where your body takes fat and it turns it into a fuel source, bro. And that's the idea of this. That's why I would recommend doing the phase 1 where you can just steadily do it, because your body's going to use your body fat from whatever source, wherever it may be, your face, your stomach, your legs, your ass, wherever it's using, and it's going to use it as a source of fuel. And I had somebody asking me, how do I burn the specific part of my body right here? Like, bro, I still have this right here, bro, and I hate it, but I'm trying to get big right now, so I'm bulking. But like, there's no specific diet, there's no specific exercise, like doing this shit, bro, that's not gonna burn shit, bro, in a specific spot. Your body's gonna take fat from where it wants to. And if you wanna burn fat in a very specific area, you're just gonna have to stay on a consistent calorie deficit, and eventually your body will take the fat away from the stubborn areas. So that's the tips for today. That's on how to lose weight as scientifically as possible. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm sure there's better videos on the internet on how to lose weight, but I'm telling y'all to the best of my abilities, and I'm telling y'all what knowledge I do know, what knowledge I want to share at least. So if y'all got any questions about this that I didn't answer, go ahead and drop them below in the comments. Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Snapchat, hit me up if you got my number, whatever. I'll help you guys out. I love all y'all, and it's Caston Smith. Peace. That's a cringe ass outro, but hell yeah.